Hey Yogi, welcome to class. If you're new to the channel, I'm Rhi, this is Burghley, and if you are returning, welcome back. It is sick to have you back with us on YouTube. Before we jump into the Vinyasa practice, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please do. It just helps Bills and I to grow on this enormous platform. And if you enjoy the practice, when you get to the end, don't forget to give the video a like. Leave us a comment, let us know how you got on, what you want to see. And if you want to practice with me in person, or come on to any of the retreats that I have in 2024, be sure to hit up Escape Yoga. The details are in the description box. So yeah, hit us up, come practice with us online live, or practice with us in person live if you're in South Wales, or find us on one of the many retreats that we have next year. Okay, all of that being said, 2 blocks might be handy for this practice. I'm not too sure what for yet, but I think, yeah, have 2 blocks just because that might feel nice. And meet me in a child's pose. Once you've got yourself situated, you've got your candles on if it's the night, or you've got everything sorted if it's the daytime. I'm a bit of a nighttime yogi myself, so I would have the candles burning, maybe a little Palo Santo. So get your environment the way that you would like it. And then come into Balasana. For this one, you can take any Balasana that feels good to you, but I'm going to have the big toes touching, the knees going wide, and just allow the fingertips to come forward. My aim here is really to just get a little gentle hip opening. So I'm going to keep descending my butt towards my hips, but only until my tailbone starts to curl. So that's why I'm going to be quite lifted here. So I would recommend that too, just to get into the hips in these opening moments. Feel free to come down onto the forearms. Feel free to even kind of come forwards and back just to really start to get into the hips. I feel like that's a place we'll explore in this practice. So this is a nice way to just gently wake up into them. So a little bit more of a frog style Balasana here. Come to some stillness if you were swaying. And just take a couple of breaths here. Take a little scan of the points of contact you have with the mat, the hands, the arms, the tops of your feet, the tops of your toes, your legs, your knees. And then take a deep breath into the back of the body. Feel the back body fill, and then slowly exhale. And again, deep inhale into the back body. Imagine you could send your chest backwards, up towards the sky. Pause at the top, and then exhale. One more just like that. Deep inhale, visualize the breath really opening up the back body, opening up the chest. And exhale. From here, roll forward into a forearm tabletop. So keep the forearms down if you had a similar Balasana to me, or just come down onto the forearms if not. And we'll take a few cat-cows in this kind of bound position, but we're going to go super slow. I want to really isolate as much as we can different bits of the spine. So from here, take a deep inhale, start to flick the tailbone, but really slowly move through each segment of your spine until eventually you will lift your gaze, lift your chest. Then starting from the chin will come in. Then we'll start to round through our upper back, moving through our thoracic, all the way to the middle, coming into the lumbar spine, slowly starting to curl, 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 really pushing into the forearms to irradiate here. And then we'll take it the other way. So starting from the tailbone, start to flick your tailbone. Really trying to segment. It's so hard. It's so hard for me. So if it's hard for you too, I'm with you. Coming through the thoracic, Slowly starting to pull the chest forward, gently starting to lift the head, opening up through the neck. Beautiful. Let's take it the other way. So tuck the tailbone, tuck the tail, tuck the tail. It's hard when we're staying in the cow at the front of the body. Keep tucking, mid back, and then upper back, and slowly chin to chest. Cat pose. Nice, a little bit more fluid here. So pull through, rolling through the tail, the low back, the mid back, the upper back, the shoulders, the head and neck. Exhale, chin to chest. Pushing into the forearms, protracting the shoulders, moving through the middle of your spine. Now tucking your tail and come back to neutral. Beautiful. Coming on to a regular tabletop position. From here, let's take a traditional cat-cow and notice if you feel any difference as you inhale through to cow and then exhale to cat. Inhale through to your cow pose and exhale to cat. Nice. Have a little bit of a shoulder circle over the wrists here just to warm up the wrists, warm up the fingers, warm up the hands, taking the circles in one direction and then the other. I always like to tuck my toes at this point. I just really like to get that stretch through the underside of the feet, but that's Yogi's choice. It's just the way I like to do it. Rolling over the hands, really trying to have a nice grip through the fingers to encourage some activation, to encourage a little bit of blood to get down there, a little bit of heat to build. Then come to stillness. Send your right foot to the outside of your right hand and deeply bend through your right knee. You can come up onto spidey fingers here if that helps you. From this position, come back to neutral and then kick your left foot, over to the right. So you're kickstanding it in and then come to the side. So we're just coming into the side here. So we really want to just work into the right hip and the right ankle. So feel free to just take that knee as far forward on the right side as you can. Plant your right hand on the inside of your right foot as you inhale, twist. Let's take a modified Parsvakonasana. Come back to center. Scoot your left foot back underneath you, or your left knee back underneath you, your right knee back underneath you, coming into tabletop. Step your left foot forward outside of your left hand. Come on to spidey fingers. Send your hips low. Lift your chest. Lift your gaze. Coming into this right hip here. Working a little bit of intention there. Feel free to sway if that feels good. And then we're going to kick. Come up to neutral, kick the right foot over to the left this time and start to bend into our left thigh, our left knee. So you could use the left forearm on the thigh here to encourage a little bit more depth through your left ankle. Plant your left hand down, sweep your right arm up. Find modified Parsvakonasana on this side. Slowly bring your right hand back down. Allow your right toes to come back to neutral. Send your left foot back to neutral. Tuck your toes. Lift your hips. Come into downward facing dog. Awesome stuff. From here, right leg will go high, 3-leg dog. As you exhale, the right foot will go to the outside of your right hand. Drop your left heel down. Straight away, we'll find Parsvakonasana, opening up to the left side. Exhale, left hand will come down, roll onto the outer blade of your left foot, turn your right toes over to the long right side of the mat, all 10 toes turn to the right here, scoop your left hip underneath you, inhale to sweep your arm up, high horizon lunge. Exhale, swivel. So we're going to get swivelly back to Parsvakonasana. Right hand plants, left hand reaches up nice and high. Exhale to high horizon. Come onto the ball of the toes, all 10 toes. Turn to the right side. Scoop your left hip under you and reach through your right fingertips. Exhale, plant your right hand back underneath you. Step your right foot back to meet your left, high plank pose. Exhale, lower and rise. For the push-up, drop your knees, send your weight back, drop your forearms. As you inhale, pull yourself into upward facing dog. Exhale, wave it back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg will rise. Exhale, left foot journeys to the outside of your left hand. Drop your right heel inside. Scoot your left butt underneath you. Inhale, open, Parsvakonasana. Really reaching through your top hand here. Take another inhale. Exhale, right hand to the mat, onto the ball of the right toes. All 10 toes turn to the left. Scoot your right hip underneath you this time. Reach up into high horizon. Exhale, swivel back. Parsvakonasana. Sweeping the arm up. Inhale as you arrive. Exhale, the right hand comes to the mat. Roll all 10 toes to face the long left side of the mat, high horizon. Exhale, left hand back to where you got it from. Tuck your back toes, send the left foot back to meet the right, lower and rise for the vinyasa. Drop knees, drop forearms, pull through into upward facing dog. Lift your chest and heart. Exhale to downward facing dog. Beautiful work. Inhale, your right leg goes high, 3-leg dog. Exhale, right foot outside of right hand. Drop your left heel down. Inhale, Parsvakonasana. Exhale, high horizon. Turn all 10 toes to the long right side of the mat. Really scoop the left hip under you. Inhale, roll back, Parsvakonasana. Lifting the left arm up. From here, rise into warrior 2. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Left hand comes down the back, right arm reaching up. Take your left hand to your right chest. Inhale. Feel the right chest go long. Feel it open. Exhale, right hand back down to the mat. Inhale, open up, Parsvakonasana. Exhale, left hand to the mat. Step your right foot back to downward facing dog. Inhale, your left leg high, 3-leg dog. On your exhale, left foot journeys outside of your left hand. Drop your right heel down. Scoot your butt in. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Parsvakonasana. Exhale, right hand goes wide. Swivel all 10 toes to the long left side of the mat. Reaching up for high horizon. Exhale, back to Parsvakonasana. Swing the left hip underneath you. Inhale, rise up, warrior 2. Stand nice and tall in your warrior here. Plug your left thigh bone back. Allow your right hand seek down your right leg. Inhale, the left arm will come up and over. To reverse your warrior, if you like, take your right hand onto your left chest. Deep inhale here. Feel your left chest expand and get long. Exhale, back to Parsvakonasana. Reach the arms up. Right hand back to the mat. Step your left foot back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, roll forward, high plank pose. Exhale, Vinyasa. Drop knees, send your butt back, drop your forearms, pull through into upward facing dog. Wave back into downward facing dog. Beautiful work. The right leg will go high, 3-leg dog. Exhale, right foot outside of your right hand. Drop your left heel down. Inhale, find Parsvakonasana. Really reaching through the chest. Exhale, left hand goes wide. Drop it down, roll all 10 toes to the long right side of your mat. From here, see if you can drop your hips for low horizon. Look into the back of your mat. Inhale, rise up. Swivel all 10 toes back. Come into side angle, Parsvakonasana. Exhale, push, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach your right arm up and away. From here, exhale, come back into your warrior two. Lean over your right leg. See if you can pull yourself into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Bend your left knee, bring it into the chest. Send it back. Bring your left knee into the chest. Send it back. One more time, left knee into the chest. This time come all the way up to stand. Stand tall. Drive your left knee into your chest. Plant your left toes down, roughly hip distance. Inhale deeply, bend both knees, come into chair pose. Sit back into your chair as you exhale. Inhale, right knee into chest, cross your right ankle over your left, coming into a figure of four chair. Maybe you want to let your elbows come down onto your right shin, if that feels good. Beautiful. Inhale, rise back up, right knee into your chest. Exhale, drop your right foot down. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back or jump back to Vinyasa. Lower the chest, one long line. And then push back up. Drop your knees. Send your butt back. Drop your forearms. Inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg will rise. 3-leg dog. Exhale, left foot outside of your left hand. Drop your back heel down. Rise up. Inhale, Parsvakonasana. Exhale, right hand wide. Roll all 10 toes to the left. High horizon. Reaching the arm up. Exhale, low horizon. Try and drop your right hip towards the mat, or as low as it'll go. Reach beyond you at the back of the mat. Inhale, roll back up. Coming into Parsvakonasana again on the left side. From here, rise up into your warrior two, Virabhadrasana two. Inhale, reach your left arm up and away. Reverse your warrior. Exhale, back to warrior two. Lean over your left leg this time and drag yourself into Ardha Chandrasana. Embrace the wobbles. Drive your right knee into your chest. Extend your leg long. You can always touch the floor for this, or a block if you need to. Right knee into the chest. Send it long. Right knee into the chest. Come all the way up to stand. Drive the right knee in. Stand nice and tall here. And then exhale. Right foot to the ground. Take it hip distance. Deeply bend both knees as you inhale. Sweep your arms up. Come into chair pose. Drive your left knee into your chest. Cross your left ankle over your right your right thigh, Hands into the center of the chest. Bend the knee deeply. Come into your figure four chair. Inhale, rise back up. Drive your left knee into your chest. Exhale to stand. Inhale, sweep both arms up, look up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, bow down, pull your hands through Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, step back or jump back into your Vinyasa. Beautiful. The right leg will lift as you inhale. As you exhale, right foot outside, right hand, swivel your left heel down. Inhale, Parsvakonasana. Exhale, high horizon lunge. Your left hand goes wide. Turn all 10 toes to the right. Low, high horizon. As you inhale, reaching your right arm back. As you exhale, swing back into Parsvakonasana. Right hand plants. Inhale, left arm will rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale back into warrior two, just for a moment to transition into half moon. Bend your left knee into your chest, send it long. Bend your left knee in, send it long. Bend your left knee in, come to stand. Come all the way up. Drive your left knee into your chest. Exhale, you let your left foot plant roughly hip distance. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale, sink into chair pose, Utkatasana. Weight into your left foot. Inhale, right knee into the chest. Come into a figure of four. Stay here. If you're here, keep bending the knees, keep sending the hips back. Keep lifting the tailbone. If you'd like to try for the arm balance, Ekapada Galavasana, you're going to take your tops of your arms to the outside of your right shin. Your hands will plant roughly shoulder distance, and then you'll pick up your left foot. Maybe the weight will go into the hands. Be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Drop the left toes down. Inhale, back into your figure of 4. Exhale to stand. Drive your right knee into your chest. Drop your right foot down. Inhale, sweep the arms up, look up. Spike your heels nice and high. As you exhale, pull your hands through the center line. As you bend your knees, imagine you're sliding down an imaginary wall, coming in to a toe stand. Lifting your chest nice and high. Holding the toe stand for a moment. Staying in the toe stand or choosing Bakasana, crow pose. Coming into one of those two options. If you're in the crow, be here for 5, 4, 3, 2. On 1, everybody steps back or jumps to Vinyasa. Push back into down dog. Don't worry if you ended up somewhere off your mat, it's totally cool. Inhale, your left leg will rise, 3-leg dog. Exhaling, your left foot goes outside your left hand, drop your right heel down. Inhale, Pajvakonasana, scoop your hips under you. Exhale, your right hand goes wide, swivel onto all 10 toes facing the long left side, reach your arm up. Exhale, low horizon lunge. Seek your gaze at the back of the mat. Inhale to rise, swivel back into Pajvakonasana here, reaching the right arm up nice and high. Exhale, rise up, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior, send your left arm long. Exhale, come into Ardha Chandrasana on the left side. This one's been funky for me today. Then drive your right knee into your chest and then send it long. Drive your right knee into the chest, send it long. Right knee into your chest, come to stand. Come all the way up. Drive the right knee in nice and tight, stand tall on your left leg. Exhale, right foot to the mat, maybe square off on your mat. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, sit low into your chair pose. Inhale, left knee into your chest. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh, coming into this figure 4 chair pose. Stay here. Or if you'd like, what you want to do is make sure that you hook your left foot on the outer upper arm of your right arm. Then both arms become a shelf for your shin, and maybe you fly your pigeon for 5, 4, 3, 2, slowly on 1. Right toes land, come back into your chair pose. Inhale, rise, drive your left knee into the chest. Exhale, drop your left toes down. Inhale, rise up. As you do, come onto the ball of the toes. Exhale, bring your hands into the center line as you imagine you're sliding down a wall. Your imaginary wall all the way down. Good job, yogis. Stay here for a moment, catch your breath, readjust yourself. Stay in the toe stand, really reaching the knees into the chest as much as you can, or come for Bakasana. Planting the hands, gaze long, drive the heels into the butt for 5, 4, 3, 2, on 1. Vinyasa, step back, jump back, float back. Just make your way there. And then downward facing dog is the pose. I'm all off my mat. I'm sure you are too. Beautiful. From here, your right leg will lift, 3-leg dog. Exhale, this time right foot to your left ankle, your left wrist, and right knee over towards your right wrist. And stay upright here. So just keep pulling the right knee into the chest, so you're opening and closing the window. You can have the left knee down, or you can keep it lifted. But I'm just wanting us to get a little bit active into the right hip before we move into our pigeon pose. Slowly set yourself up, coming in to pigeon. You can stay nice and lifted here, or of course you can bow down, but we're going to do a little bit of active work here. So maybe come up onto the fingertips or blocks, if that helps you to really get up and over yourself. Or you can send your arms back and use the blocks out in front. Take an inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, bow down, send your chest as far forward as you can. Inhale to rise. Exhale to bow. Chest goes long. Inhale, lift up, feel buoyant, feel all the muscles working. Exhale. One more time, lift up, inhale. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and on 1, you can slowly come down into a more passive variation. I like to pop a block under my right thigh. Ooh. Not so aggressively usually. Just for the first couple of breaths, we're going to be here for a while. This usually just helps me to really square my hips and find a good stretch, a good opening through the right glute, the right hip. But you can come down into wherever you feel called to, Yogi. Maybe you're looking for something a lot more passive. And if you have a lot more range than me, pigeon can feel very passive, so take one that feels good for you. Once I've been on the block for a little while, I usually remove it and then feel like I can really sort of simmer down into the pose. Try and drop your left hip so it's square to the mat. If you'd like a little bit of extra here, you're going to bring your left elbow in to the middle of your shin and just out in front of you, and then allow your head to rest on it. I'm going to use my neck because of my mic. And then turn your body to the other side. Just having a little bit of an opening here, a little bit of an extra stretch by finding this twist. If you have lots of range, you could take your right hand across your back and catch for your right toes. Slowly wave it back up into pigeon. Lean on your right thigh so you can cross your left leg, come all the way round, cross it over your right thigh. So left foot over right thigh. And then you might want to pull your right heel more towards your left butt so you can sit squarely here. Setting up for Matsyendrasana, Lord of the Fishes. From here, cradle your left leg in your right elbow here, in your right forearm, and turn to the left, letting your left fingertips seek the mat behind you. You can stay here, or if you prefer, you could take the outside of your right elbow onto the outside of your left knee and use that to really crank you, really send you twisting, but also reaching up, coming up and out of the sit bones, opening up some space through the airways. In these twists, we're only really accessing the top half of our chest. We can't really get down into the belly. So you really want to make that twist and then lift to get as much air into the chest as you can. Slowly unravel. Setting up for Gomukhasana. So we're going to allow our knees to come down to the mat and roll forward. I'm just going to move this block out of the way. Before we come into Gomukhasana, you're going to have your knees both on the floor. Take the hands out in front of you and then just rock forwards and back here. Just let your hips get used to the sensation. And then if it feels good, drop your knees to the floor and come all the way up. So you're really going to squeeze your glutes here to make the space for your hips to extend. Maybe you want to reach your arms up, lift your gaze. And then exhale, sink back down. You can use your hands or no hands to come into Gomukhasana. Don't worry if your left leg doesn't sit nicely on top of your right. Just worry that your sit bones are grounded for this one. There's lots of different ways to do this, but this is how we're going to do it today because we've been a little bit more focused about the hips. You can stay here, or I like to walk my hands out in front of me and push my hips back to really encourage my sit bones to be heavy into the mat, my butt to be heavy into the mat. But I like to lift my chest. If you want to bow the chest, of course you can. Focus on your breath here. If this is a big stretch for you, I want you to send your breath into those places. Take your mind's eye into your left hip, your left glute, maybe your right hip, your right groin, and really just imagine that you could channel the breath there. And of course, you know, it's very difficult for us to send the breath, or impossible, into a specific part, but sending our intention there is going to allow the body to just be okay with the stretch. Slowly walk your hands back in if they're out in front of you, and allow yourself to come onto your right sit bone so you can swing your left leg long all the way back, tuck the toes, plant the hands, come into downward facing dog just to change sides. If you want to take your right leg high and just have a little shake here, you can. Hello, Burley. Then plant your right foot and then inhale, take your left leg nice and high, three-leg dog. As you exhale, your left foot will go behind your right wrist. And feel free to drop your right knee here, but we're going to open and close the gate again. Just trying to get a little bit of juice in there before we move into an active pigeon and then a passive pigeon. So opening and closing. And then let the left knee come to the mat. You might need to scoot your right knee in a little bit so you can really sit tall here. Of course, you can use your fingertips if you like, or we won't use the hands. Either way, inhale to lift, exhale to lower, bow over the leg. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Go long with your chest. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. This one will hold. Be here for 10, 9, 8. Keep lifting. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and slowly let go on 1. That might feel nice. As I said earlier, I like to have a block underneath my left thigh initially, just to help me get situated, to help me really get into the stretch and square off my hips to the mat. Try and roll your right hip forward. Don't let it kind of open up here. Sit nice and tall. Of course, if you like to bow down in your pigeon, that's totally cool. If you're on the block, see how it feels to remove it and come down. If you want a little bit of extra twist or extra something here, then lean forward, take your right elbow halfway along your shin, make a fist or open your right palm to allow you to twist. Maybe you want to take your left hand behind your back and catch for your left big toes. That's not essential. I'm struggling here because of my mic, but feel free to have your fist there or your hand and open it up with a bit of a twist. Might just feel nice, or might feel a bit intense on your left side. Slowly come back to the center. And lean onto your left leg to swing your right foot around. Take your right foot outside of your left thigh. Bring your left foot close to your right butt cheek. And then really square off here. Make sure you've got both sit bones grounded. Setting up for Matsyendrasana, Lord of the Fishes. So I like to start by cradling the right leg in with my left arm and then opening up for the twist. Sitting here for a couple of breaths just to really get myself situated, get some weight into my right sit bone. And then from here, if you'd like, bend your left elbow, take it on the outside of your right thigh. Again, every inhale, try and sit up and out of your seat, imagining that you could be really tall through the crown of your head, even though you're sitting. See if you can twist a little bit deeper as you exhale, but remember that you've only got that top half of you to breathe in, so really try and breathe deeply into the chest. Slowly release that. Come back to face the top of your mat. We're going to come forward, so we allow our knees to stack, one on top of the other. And then it might be nice to let both knees come to the ground and just send the hips forwards and back a few times, just so that we can reacquaint this side with the posture. And then if it feels good, both knees will come to the mat. We'll come to stand on our shins with our legs in Gomukhasana. Inhale, lift up. Send the chest nice and high. Really reaching up through the fingers. Imagine that you could just make yourself an inch taller here. And then exhale. Release. Use the hands or no hands to sit yourself back into your Gomukhasana. And feel free to have a moment here to adjust and to fidget and to get yourself situated in a place that feels good. You could have your hands to the soles of your feet if that feels nice. Or of course you could bow forward. If you're bowing forward, try not to let your sit bones lift. That's just as much a cue for me as it is for you. So if you notice that when you come down onto your forearms, your butt lifts, then come onto your fingertips, you can push your butt back. And then just relax here. as much as you can. If this is a very big stretch for you, try that visualization again, where you inhale and send not just your mind's eye, but hopefully a little bit of prana, a little bit of breath into the place that you are feeling a little bit of tension and a little bit of sensation. And sensation is good, right? We want sensation, we want tension. If we didn't have any tension, we wouldn't, keep ourselves together. We wouldn't have our shit together, as one of my friends would say. So we do want tension, but we're looking to just breathe through it, be graceful through it, be receptive to it, and try and unblock it in some way, but without kind of a sledgehammer to a nut. We're just trying to tease our way through it as best we can, using the breath as our best tool, as always. Slowly walk your hands back in if they were out in front of you. Lean to your left so you can kick your right leg long and send it all the way back. Tuck the toes, plant your hands and step back into downward facing dog. If you need to shake out the legs or open up the left hip at all, please do. Take anything that feels good here. And then slowly walk one foot in front of the other, all the way to the top of the mat. Try to keep your arms straight, your legs straight for as long as you can. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway, bend your knees deeply, and come all the way down onto your butt. Bring your blocks with you if you have them. Come onto your back. Grab any other props that you like here, of course, but for this Shavasana, we're going to take the soles of our feet together and we're going to use the blocks to add support so that it's passive. So if you don't have blocks and having your legs like this just feels like effort, because some of us can get our legs all the way to the ground effortlessly. Great. If that's you, awesome. If, like me, you'd have to hold your legs there, they kind of can hang, but it might feel like a bit of work. Just pop the blocks there. I don't want this to feel like work at all. We've worked into the hips, the groin, and a bit of the outer glute. So now we just want to be passive. If it feels nice, you can take your arms up and over your head. I like to do this in Supta Baddha Konasana. And then come into your Shavasana. Of course, traditional Shavasana is there for you, or just bending your knees and planting your feet if that feels nice. But we've been a little bit into the hips in this practice, and so it might feel nice to just explore how they feel passively without any force and with a bit of support. So just relax here. And as always, I won't stay with you for your Shavasana. Feel free to just allow yourself to melt in and to let go and to feel really privileged for the opportunity to move your body and to experience the wonder that your physical vessel, the vessel that carries your soul throughout the world, just feel the wonder of it, because it is incredible, as are you. Until we meet again on the mat next time, Yogi, have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you.